The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello, I'm Carol Kidu Jr. with the news. In this edition, PM continues four-nation visit, Health Department launches Eyes Ahead roadmap, and Taekwondo trio off to Oceania fights. Prime Minister James Marape met with Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida in Tokyo today before the state funeral of former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe. PM Marape, who was among many world leaders attending Abe's funeral, had a bilateral meeting with PM Kishida at Akasaka Palace. He was accompanied by International Trade and Investment Minister Richard Maru, ECIPIC Governor Alan Bird, and PNG Ambassador to Japan Samuel Abal. The Prime Minister also met with executives of three top energy companies, Sojitz, JX Nippon Oil and Gas Exploration Corporation, and LNG Japan Corporation. He also met Japan Development and Institute CEO and Chairman Dr. Soichi Kobayashi to progress the Special Economic Zone concept in PNG. Prime Minister James Marape's four-nation visit that includes meetings with a king and three heads of government and an address to the United Nations is taking Papua New Guinea's trade and business interests to the next level. His latest visit is now with the government and people of Japan.
The Prime Minister's international bilateral meetings are expanding PNG's bilateral relations from the traditionally political and social one that often concentrated on donor aid to strategic economic relations where the focus is on specific areas of trade and investment as he negotiates at the highest level directly with heads of governments, as he did last year when he visited China and sold 3 million metric tons of gas from Papua LNG to Sinopec. Through his negotiations with the Chinese government, the value of discussions at the prime ministerial level is always the highest. Before that, Marape was in the United Kingdom to attend the funeral of the late Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, where he met with King Charles III. As the Prime Ministers of PNG and Australia acquainted over the Prime Minister's 13th Rugby League match at Brisbane's Suncorp Stadium on Sunday afternoon, they also took the opportunity to discuss labour mobility covering TVET, nursing and labour hires. After the PM's 13th match, Marape departed to join another round of world leaders at the funeral of former Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, who during his tenure had been supportive of PNG in our mutual bilateral relationship. While observing the funeral, Marape is scheduled to meet with Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida today, September 27, in a bilateral conversation that again aims at promoting trade and investments, focusing on PNG's renewable sectors of forestry, fisheries and agriculture. After the visit to Japan, the Prime Minister will return to the United States to join members of the Pacific Islands Forum who are scheduled to meet with American President Joe Biden, during which Marape will have the opportunity for a one-on-one meeting with the President. Freddie Mo, TVWAN News.
The government has recently passed the Special Economic Zone Authority Act and established the Special Economic Zone Authority to be the regulator and overseer of the establishments of SEZs in PNG. Minister for International Trade and Investment Richard Maru said these potential SEZs identified by the government need to be evaluated to assess the cost and benefits of developing these zones, including all the enabling infrastructure.
Special economic zones are economic drivers which are called different names depending on the type of economic activities being undertaken in the locations, including special economic zones, industrial parks, eco-industrial parks, technology parks, and innovation districts. The government has identified 12 potential special economic zones, which include Pacific Marine Industrial Zone and others. Minister for International Trade and Investment Richard Maru said these potential SEZs identified by the government need to be evaluated to assess the cost and benefits of developing these zones, including all the enabling infrastructure. He added that the government needs to engage global experts to work alongside local consultants to complete feasibility studies on each of the potential zones. Study results will best inform the government on how best to progress with the development of each of these potential SEZs. Maru said without such studies, it will be impossible to package these potential projects to seek funding to develop them. Freddie Mo, TVWAN News.
The Pacific Marine Industrial Zone in Madang will create 40,000 new jobs and additional funding for the country. Minister for International Trade and Investment Richard Maru made these remarks after meeting with the CEO and Chairman of Japan Development Institute, Dr. Soichi Kobayashi, in Japan recently. Minister Maru said if we build the Madang PMIZ, we can process all fish caught in the country and even fish from neighboring Pacific Island countries. Currently, only 30% of PNG's tuna catch is processed in-country. The rest is exported. Minister Maru said the Madang PMIZ project would cost around 1 billion kina to build a wharf, a power plant, a water supply plant, a sewage system, fuel storage facilities, office spaces, and a township to cater for over 10 canneries. This is TVWAN News. Stay tuned for more after the break.
With BSP Internet Banking, you can enjoy your banking at home, at work, or wherever you are. BSP Personal Internet Banking allows you to view your accounts and transactions, transfer money, bill pay, schedule future payments, or access your bank statements. Visit your nearest BSP branch to register now. BSP Internet Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSP, our bank, our people.
When you're spending time with family, when you've got a big day ahead, when you have given it all you've got, when you're putting on a feast, that's when you want the best. That's when you want flame rice. New flame rice. Win him, Olgeta.
Ton, Hino ton. Driman yet.
If you can't stop thinking about the Hino range of trucks, then you better drive one today. Hino.
Ton.
Right across the nation, we eat snacks crackers. Emi trupla. All get a young planala pun only like him snacks crackers. Only make him here. No PNG one-time lay biscuit company. It's crunchy and tasty. It's irresistible.
Yumi save osem COVID-19 senisim life belong Yumi. Senisim how Yumi save kampun one time. Yumi think more belong health belong Yumi lotete ino olsem before. That's all. Yumi save olsem senis na nubla pasin lo make him all something and help him Yumi come up healthy na strong more.
Yumi olgeta mas work boom one time. Long banisim Yumi yet long sick COVID-19 na strong him country belong Yumi. Long panim out more long display COVID-19 suit go long how sick staff close to long you or ring him display number 1-800-200.
Hardware House, dramatically different.
Welcome back. A young man from Ruango community in Kimbe, West New Britain was killed at the Peter Humphreys rugby field during a rugby game final match on Sunday. Police reports say that the victim was stabbed to death by youths from Section 15 and 10. This resulted in a standstill in town as nearby communities mobilized out to the highway in an attempt to loot shops in Morocco. Talasi MP Freddie Kumai has been working with the Mobile Squad 19 for peace talks with the victim's family in order to resume normalcy of the highway. At 12 noon on Sunday, MP Kumai, with police and a peace mediation team, convinced the victim's relatives to accept 20,000 kina cash with 5,000 kina worth of store goods as compensation, with the understanding that perpetrators be taken into lawful custody. Talasia DDA paid the compensation. Provincial Police Commander John Yara confirmed that one arrest was made on Sunday night, with others to follow soon. PPCER said situation is still tense, but police units are closely monitoring the road for opportunists. The National Prevention of Blindness Committee with the Department of Health today launched Eyes Ahead, where stakeholders commit to investing in a 20-year roadmap to establish quality, accessible and equitable eye care.
The launch of the Eyes Ahead 2022 and beyond was attended by doctors at Port Moresby General Hospital, provincial health authorities, Australian DFAT, New Zealand MFAT, WHO, the Fred Hollows Foundation, Australia and New Zealand, and other development partners.
What the rapid assessment of available blindness survey that has been done, that showed that we had our prevalence of blindness in Papua New Guinea was 5.6%.
The Eyes Ahead report lays the foundation of the development of a 20-year strategic plan that will guide critical investments into PNG's eye sector to strengthen health systems weakened by the COVID-19 pandemic.
Globally, at least 2 million people are living with vision impairment or blindness, and 1.1 billion people have vision impairment that could have been prevented or is yet to be addressed.
PNG has the highest rates in the Pacific region and is among the highest globally, which hits women, children, and the marginalized communities disproportionately harder.
And those advocacy meetings, we're trying to get all PHAs to be involved. We get interested. So me, as in charge of the health services, I have to do my part in order to advocate for eye care services within those PHAs.
The Eyes Ahead report aims at strengthening PNG eye health systems by enhancing political engagement, policy and commitment, developing a countrywide sustainable eye care workforce, increasing access, quality and coverage of eye health services, improving strategic and collective advancement of eye health sector management, building a center for eye health that is locally driven, providing leadership and direction, workshop development, generating research, and leading innovation. Frida Kana, TVWAN News.
The Modilon Hospital emergency and adult outpatient will be closed for an indefinite period because these sections will undergo major renovations. In a letter to the public, Medang Provincial Health Authority Acting Executive Officer Moses Lolay said the closure of the hospital's adult outpatient means patients will be referred to Medang Town Clinic, Jomba, Danben, and Sisia clinics for medical assistance. He added that this will be the process throughout the renovation period. The Medang Provincial Health Authority Chief Executive Officer Fidelish Waipma is expected to address the media this afternoon to address more on this issue on when they will start the renovation and when it will be completed so the public can return back to Modilon Hospital to seek treatment. Deputy Prime Minister John Rosso has urged the Ombudsman Commission to do its job diligently without fear of favor. He said the role of the OC is sometimes misunderstood by both leaders and public servants, and in many cases there has been failure to cooperate. The Deputy Prime Minister said the Ombudsman Commission is a critical partner in PNG's ongoing development to ensure good governance and good leadership. Rosso said whilst the OC is mandated by the Constitution to investigate government bodies and leaders accused of wrongdoing, its role is also to educate leaders to become better in improving their roles and responsibilities. The Deputy PM was speaking during the launching of the annual statement form by the Ombudsman Commission recently. Minister for Education Jimmy Ugoro challenged senior education officials at the official opening of the Senior Education Officers Conference at Kaveng Fisheries College to work together in achieving Sustainable Development Goal 4 by 2027. Ugoro said according to the SDGs, countries are called on to ensure that all girls and boys complete free, equitable and quality primary and secondary education to achieve relevant and effective learning outcomes by 2030.
At the official opening of the Senior Education Officers Conference in New Ireland, Minister for Education Jimmy Ugoro called on staff of the Ministry of Education, the community, the different levels of government, partners and stakeholders to play their part in achieving Sustainable Development Goal 4.1 by 2027. The ministry has been tasked with the implementation of 2 priority goals for the next 5 years, which will result in the achievement of the SDG 4.1 by 2027. Priority goal number 1 will ensure that all children complete a grade 12 education, leaving no child behind. Priority goal number 2 will ensure that all children receive quality education, leaving no child behind. Minister Uguro urged all leaders in the education sector to cut down on administrative tasks and focus on activities and programs that will make a positive impact on teaching and learning, such as infrastructure, teacher training, teacher salaries, and housing. He suggested for all fees to be done away with and for the government and business houses to consider feeding programs for children who are not in school. Furthermore, Uguro calls for an increase in the education share of the national budget from the current 13 to 14% to 20% in order to implement all important reforms and policies. Frida Kana, TV1 News.
You're watching TV1 News. Sports is next. Stay tuned.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo in milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Prime PNG made.
Yumi save osem COVID-19 senisim life belong yumi. Senisim how yumi save kampun one time. Yumi think more belong health belong yumi lotete ino olsem before. That's all. Yumi save osem senis na nubla pasin lo make him all something and help him yumi come up healthy na strong more.
Yumi olgeta mas wog bung one time long banisim yumi yet long sick COVID-19 na strong im country belong yumi. Long panim out mo long display COVID-19 suit go long house sick staff plus tulong you or ring him display number 1-800-200.
Ton, Hino ton. Driman yet.
If you can't stop thinking about the Hino range of trucks, then you better drive one today. Hino.
Ton.
Made only from the highest quality beef, oxen pop, is PNG's pride and the world's favorite.
Welcome back. Taekwondo PNG will be sending 3 experienced competitors to participate in the Oceania's sanctioned tournaments in Tahiti starting this weekend. Jonathan Pascalis will compete in the heavyweight division, Bobby Rocco-Willie in the under 58 kg, and the only female fighter, Rosemary Tonna, will compete in the under 49 kg. With enthusiasm, fighter Jonathan Pascalis says this tournament is a means to prep for even bigger tourneys to follow and believes they are capable of achieving good results from the coming tournament in Tahiti. Pascalis is leading 2 other fighters, Bobby Rocco-Willie and Rosemary Tonna, to Tahiti for the Oceania sanctioned tournaments.
Currently, we are going through intensive training with La Tripla. We're also having assistance from coaches, variety of coaches training with La, and I think Lugluk Blomi lo disla tournament where Bambla attending. It's an eye opener at the same time and refreshing me pla lo game after COVID now got something so I think we're gonna settle for some medals. We're gonna prove to PNG that we can do it.
Bobby from Vanapa in the Central Province has represented the country in Taekwondo since 2013 to date and has participated in 2 Pacific Games in his career. Coach Edward Cussman is confident the 3 will do well as they have trained well prior to departure. President of Taekwondo PNG Federation John Cholai said PNG's participation in this regional championship is important as the World Taekwondo governing body have introduced some new rules. Our fighters must compete internationally on a regular basis to adapt before attending world titles in the future. The trio travel tomorrow, Wednesday, 28th September, and will compete in the President's Cup, Oceania Championship, and Tahitian Open. The team is supported by Taekwondo PNG and World Taekwondo Oceania. Meanwhile, one of PNG's own female black belt holder based in Brisbane, Australia, is 16-year-old Yvette Boyama. Yvette travelled to Port Moresby with her mother and coach Pauline Boyama, giving moral support to her fellow fighters in training before the selected trio depart for Tahiti. Pauline Boyama has been training young Yvette for 3 years and 4 months.
I've done Taekwondo just because of supporting my daughter, but now I'm more involved and I've become a coach, and now after coming back from the World Championships, I'm now international level 1 coach for Papua New Guinea as well.
I'm based in Brisbane and my club is PK Taekwondo in North Lakes. I've gone to the World Championships recently and I was supposed to go to the Tahiti Open. However, I was uncontested, so I could not, unfortunately, compete. And I hope to inspire young girls to join Taekwondo and learn self-defense.
And finally, former Papua New Guinea swim sensation and four-time Olympian for Team PNG Ryan Penny was announced as chef de mission to the Paris 2024 Olympic Games by the PNG Olympic Committee. Penny has an impeccable history with a national and international athletic career spanning over 28 years of Team PNG and country. Ryan Penny is chef de mission to the Paris 2024 Olympic Games. In his remarks, PNG Olympic Committee President Sir John Dawani Kura congratulated the former PNG swim sensation and four-time Olympian on his recent endorsement and appointment as team lead for Team PNG to the next modern and second post-COVID Olympic Games. He said Ryan has always embodied and lived out the four PNG OC character values of honesty, excellence, respect, and openness. His sporting accolades, character, and commitment to sport and life after sports for young athletes unquestionably make him the ideal candidate to lead PNG to its 13th Olympic Games. Sir John added that having Penny lead the 2024 Team PNG delegation to Paris is a testament and culmination of his efforts during and after his sporting career. Penny represented PNG in 2004, 2008, 2012 and 2016 Olympics, whilst also serving as the PNG flag bearer at the 2008 and 2016 Olympic editions of the Games. Coincidentally, his grandfather Jack Penny was the chef de mission for the first Team PNG contingent to the first ever Olympic Games, the 1976 Montreal Games. Ryan was awarded the Member of the Order of the British Empire in 2005 for his services to sports in PNG. In addition, he has also been awarded the PNG SB Sportsman of the Year Award for the years 2003 to 2005, 2011 and 2015, in addition to him being awarded the PNG SB Sports Award Lifetime Achievement Award in 2008. Team PNG have a great mentor on their side as they draw from his vast experiences, ramping up their preparations to Paris, France Games 2024. And that wraps up the news tonight. Remember to apply the following simple measures to prevent transmission of the coronavirus. Regularly wash your hands with soap and water, cough or sneeze into your elbow, and exercise social distancing. If you are feeling sick, please stay at home. You can also call the COVID-19 hotline number for more information or assistance. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.
The TVWAN News was proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.